All right, let's talk about a global race that's heating up right now. And no, I'm not talking about sports or some kind of space race. This is a competition to define the very future of money itself. Yeah, that pretty much says it all, doesn't it? While most of the world is still just talking about digital currencies, one country is already out there spending one. They're not just on the starting blocks, they're already halfway down the track. So let's really get into what this race is all about. The grand prize? It's all about who gets to lead the way in creating something called a central bank digital currency, or CBDC for short. Think of it like a digital dollar or a digital euro, but it's issued directly from a country's central bank. And believe me, this has become a huge new battleground for global power. And as you're about to see, for one country, that starting gun went off ages ago. And this right here, this just shows you how huge that gap really is. You've got China with a live working digital currency that millions of people are using right now. And then you have, well, most of the West. The US, the EU, they're still kind of dipping their toes in the water, running small pilot programs, publishing white papers. The difference in approach is just stark. Okay, so if we're going to understand this race, we have to look at the one who's way out in front. So let's zoom in on China and what they've built. It's called the e-CNY, which is short for the Electronic Chinese Yuan, or as most people call it, the Digital Yuan. Now, first things first, let's get something straight. The e-CNY is not a crypto like Bitcoin. Not at all. Think of it as the digital twin of the physical yuan you could hold in your hand. It's issued and backed by China's central bank. And honestly, it's the most advanced project of its kind anywhere in the world. It helps that in China, people are already super used to paying for everything with their phones, using apps like Alipay and WeChat Pay, so it's not a huge leap for them. And this is not some lab experiment, This is real. People are using the e-CNY for totally normal, everyday stuff, buying their groceries, hopping on the bus, even getting paid government benefits. It's being woven right into the fabric of daily life over there. And the scale here, it's just mind-boggling. Seriously, this isn't some small test group of a few thousand people. We're talking about millions of users who are already signed up and using the digital yuan. The numbers are absolutely huge. Okay, so that's the leader of the pack. But what about everyone else? You have to wonder, right? If China is this far ahead, why are other major players like the US, the EU, and Japan taking it so slow? Well, for places like the US, Europe, and Japan, they're all pretty much stuck in that testing and studying phase. And the reasons why are, well, they're big ones. You've got huge concerns about privacy. I mean, do you want the government to see every single coffee you buy? Then there's the massive job of building the tech infrastructure to support it. And in the US especially, it's become a political hot potato. For democracies, the whole idea of the government having a window into all your transactions, that raises some serious red flags about surveillance that just aren't as big of a deal in a more centralized system like China's. So yeah, you can see how these big issues, privacy, infrastructure, politics, are basically giant speed bumps for the West. They're wrestling with these really fundamental questions, like how much do we want the government to know? And can we even pull this off without it being a total mess? And all that debate is really slowing things down. And this is where the story gets really interesting. Because let's be real, this isn't just about a new, fancy way to pay for stuff. No way. The stakes here are way higher. We are literally talking about a potential shift in global power. You see, for China, this isn't just a tech project. It's a strategy, a multi-step plan. Step 1 is getting more control at home by moving away from physical cash. Step 2, that's about building new highways for international payments, highways that go around the current system, which is pretty much dominated by the West. And the endgame, the ultimate prize, it's all about massively boosting China's role and influence in how money works across the entire globe. So, as we start to pull this all together, what's the real takeaway here? What does the winner of this whole race actually walk away with? Well, it's pretty simple. They get to set the rules. They get to write the standards for what global finance looks like for the next generation. It's so important to remember this. The technology is just the tool. The real prize is influence. Whichever country gets its CBDC out there first and gets other countries to use it, well, they're going to have a massive say in how global money works for a very long time.
So I'll just leave you with this one last thought to chew on. For hundreds of years, the playbook for global finance has been written by a very small group of Western countries. This could flip the whole script. So the question we have to ask ourselves isn't if the rules are going to be rewritten. It's who is going to be holding the pen.
Subscribe and visit Web3 Newswire for visibility and credibility of your Web3 projects.